In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
The Senate will decide your fate.
I am the Senate.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates. In this video I have a little bit of an announcement as well as some talk in general about Palpatine. And no, this is not a April's Fool's video. I know I did one last year about the Bespin DLC which got mixed response. A lot of you liked it, but some of you thought it was for real. So I was thinking about doing something about Battlefront 2, but then realized that it might be a bit of a too sensitive subject, as some people will click that video and think it's the real deal, and etc, etc. So no, this is not an April's Fool video. But first of all, I'm really excited to announce 2 new shirt designs on TeePublic, because a lot of you suggested me to do something with Palpatine. So I had Nick, who made the previous designs, make this Palpatine design, which is now available in 2 versions. And you can get it on shirts, mugs, phone cases, laptop cases, and all that kind of stuff in different colors, shapes, materials, and so on. And they will be on sale for, I think it's another day or 2. I will have some more details on the actual screen that will show you for how long they are actually on sale. If you pick any of them up, you support the channel at the same time, so that is much appreciated. But now over to the actual Battlefront stuff regarding Palpatine. I thought it would be a fitting subject to talk about now that I had a new shirt design. I just wanted to talk a little bit about him and how he works in Battlefront currently, and how I hope he will work in the next game, if he is in the next game, which I would be very disappointed if he isn't. Currently, the heroes in Star Wars Battlefront can at some points be quite clunky, because you can usually only use one ability at the same time, which can be quite frustrating. They are 10 times better than the heroes in the old games, and I still think playing with the heroes is my favorite thing to do in this game, but there can be a lot of improvements done for the next game. For instance, they made Vader a lot better lately after they did his sort of multitasking update that allowed him to block and force choke at the same time, etc, etc. But if they take that to the next level and make it even more mobile, as well as actually apply it to all characters, I think that could help out a lot. But if we're talking about Palpatine specifically, one thing I really enjoyed was the fact that they didn't give him a lightsaber. Sure, he had a lightsaber in Revenge of the Sith, but they based him off the original trilogy, where he doesn't use a lightsaber, at least not as far as we can see. So making him into a different character and not a lightsaber wielder was very fun in my opinion, although his lightning was a little bit weak at the start, but they then buffed that, and they also added a bit of a stun to it in the last couple of patches, something which I honestly missed in the patch notes the first time. And when I was attacked by Palpatine, I was like, why can't I move? Why is it lagging so much? But then I realized that it was actually a feature, because if you get hit by his lightning, you can't move. And I think that's really good, as it doesn't insta-kill people like you do with a lightsaber, but you will instead be able to keep them shocked and not be able to fight back. But the thing about clunkiness is similar here to the other heroes, where it takes a little while to actually charge up your chain lightning, and when you do the twirl, you also have to wait a little bit before you can do the chain lightning or just another attack. And of course, when you place down the actual heal or power up depending on which game mode, you also have a slight delay, and all of those things gets really frustrating, because although it's just a second, that's enough for someone to really destroy your health. So I think they shouldn't have these abilities that stops you in the path and makes you really slow when you're actually trying to attack someone. And if we just look at Revenge of the Sith, when he uses his Force Lightning at Yoda and when he uses it at Luke, he doesn't really have the same charge up time as he has in the game. He can pretty much instantly shoot it out of his hands, whereas in the game you kind of take your hands back and then fire the chain lightning away, which makes it into a bit slower ability. Sure, it is really powerful, it bounces to 4 or 5 people, so I can understand that they did that, but it's still an annoying gameplay element, and I would rather see slightly less powerful abilities, but maybe with shorter cooldowns and more like instant attacks. Imagine if you could combine doing the spin at the same time as you shoot lightning around you. That would be pretty cool to see. And I think in general with the heroes, they should make sure that you don't have abilities that stops you entirely in the path, such as chain lightning, Chewbacca's ground slam, or Chewbacca's roar ability. They are all really annoying to use if you're in the middle of the battle, because you know that you're going to be immobile for a second or 2, which is going to cost you a lot of health. And another thing that I think could be pretty sweet to see with Palpatine is if he could actually absorb the lightning bolts from the enemies and then shoot them back. Either a little bit like we've seen Vader do, or just that it makes your chain lightning a lot more powerful, because right now if you block, the shots basically disappear. You don't even deflect them like the lightsabers do, so I think they need to work on that. I mean, we've seen Yoda absorb Force lightning and shoot it back, so why wouldn't Palpatine be able to do the same thing with blasters, for instance, especially considering that Vader can do it and he probably learned it from Palpatine. So I really do think that there's a lot of things they could improve with Palpatine and the heroes in general, although they are a lot of fun to use right now. He is probably one of my favorite heroes, mostly because I love Palpatine as a character. But yeah, please let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Palpatine and how they could improve him for the next game. And again, if you're interested in any of the shirts, you can find a link to that in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.